Now, Sandi Cassanelli. Sandi Cassanelli is $5,400 poorer this morning.
Yes, I guess that's the case. It's not just me, Bill. Actually, it wasn't any of me. It was some individuals who I consider real patriots who decided that, this is not just what's happening in Josephine County. And they're actually the ones that fronted the money. And they asked me if I would present it to the board, and I said I'd be happy to. So,
Okay,
I'm going to disagree with my colleague a little bit here. She was the one that dipped into her pocket and brought it to the meeting out of her own pocket, and then others reimbursed her afterwards. So she's being modest.
I only did it because they said that they were going to cough up the money.
Yeah, see, I have visions of Sandi Cassanelli, down there selling her plasma, whatever it is.
It would have been that way, yes.
All right.
No, it was businessmen and concerned citizens in Josephine County who funded this. I feel very, very bad for them because they cannot afford it. They're struggling, and it was like three individuals, I think it was. And I'm just hoping that when we get a little phone tree going to raise some money that they will get reimbursed also.
Okay.
Because I would rather see 52 people spending $100 than 3 people, spending $5,400.
All right, I wanted to focus here for a few minutes on why it is important that Josephine County and the voters get a voter's pamphlet for this fall's election with regard to these solid waste ordinances and the county code enforcement officers and all the rest of it. Could you explain the problem as you see? Because the other day I had Dale on, and this was the bottom line was that, what was it, Dale? County commissioner said that, well, we don't have the money for this to inform the voters about it. We'll send them out a pamphlet with our little with our spiel on it, of course. And so then you folks raised the question, well, if we come in with the money, will you do it, right?
Right, and then Simon Hare brought up in a meeting in the little back room that they have, he says, well, what if they brought in twice the amount of money? Could we have a voter's pamphlet then? And the other two commissioners said, no, absolutely not. Keith Heck said, ain't going to happen twice.
We really need explanatory arguments. This whole process with these ordinances have been flawed. The DA wrote up poorly written ballot titles. You read the one for the solid waste ordinance, and you can't figure out which ordinance is being enforced and which is being repealed. It's very confusing to the electorate because we had this ordinance 9016, passed way back by the citizens of Josephine County. It was on the ballot, and it got enacted in 1990, and it has stayed, that solid waste ordinance, for all these years. Almost every single board the county has, county legal counsel has presented to the boards, look, we need these solid waste ordinances updated, and we need code enforcers to put teeth into it and everything. And all of them have voted it down and say, no, we really don't want to be judge, jury, and executioner. So what they did with this board is they threw that caution all out the window. And in my opinion, these 4 ordinances pit the private property owners against the full force of Josephine County local government. We have code enforcement officers, we have county employees citing the private property owner for violations. Then you go before a hearings officer that is appointed by the county commissioners. And then who is prosecuting the case against you is county legal counsel.
There's one other detail in this. Apparently the commissioners didn't read through this very carefully because as it now sits, what we're going to be voting on is there's a section in one of them that says when you're fined, when they go out and they fine you, that the money from that will go to their own department. Really? So
that means that there is a real strong incentive for people to go out and find more money for their department.
You think? Now they say, oh, well, we're going to fix that later. Okay, even if they're going to fix that later, did they read this really?
All right.
So Sandi goes up and she plunks the money down on the table. They really don't want to receive it. They say, well, you need to take it to the treasurer. But they're really, really surprised, shocked. Simon Hare, the chairman, his mouth literally, I'm not exaggerating, dropped open. And then in his protected time, because they can speak to the citizens, but we can't respond, in his protected time, Simon Hare is talking about how we got to this point. And at the end he says, well, then should citizens be weighing in on this issue of the election and the voters' pamphlet? He says, at this election, probably not.